Here is a Light Efficient Design branded light bulb. This is an LED HID replacement bulb. It alleges to replace up to 175 watts high intensity discharge. That is a completely useless statement because we don't know what type of HID bulb is being referred to. So I have really no idea what this is equivalent to in terms of sodium. Drawing 32 watts, I would guess that this might be equivalent to somewhere around 70 watts or 100 watts high pressure sodium. This is intended to be a high pressure sodium replacement, being colored at 2200 Kelvin. Now these warm colored street lights and HID bulbs has become a curiosity point to me because it seems like, if you look at the spec sheets, the LED street lights that we have around here and in many other places are in fact available in other colors besides the obnoxious 6500 Kelvin or 5000 Kelvin, whatever it is, very harsh bluish white color that they come in. So the question is, why not something like this? Or why not something like this, which is 3000 Kelvin? And to that question I have no answer. But what I can answer is, are these bulbs any good? And while I am by no means looking to replace the sodium fixtures here in the yard, there inevitably will come a time where the sodium bulbs become very difficult to obtain, and the ballasts become very difficult to obtain. And so, if something like this is a satisfactory replacement, it might be something worth having on hand. I do have a ton of ballasts and bulbs on hand for sodium. What I don't know is how long will a ballast sit in storage before it goes bad, because they have capacitors in her, and we might find in 20 years from now the capacitors drifted and the ballasts are no good. I have no idea, but it's an interesting thing to me to see if this actually looks like a sodium bulb. So let's check this out and see. So this is allegedly lasts 50,000 hours, is an 80 plus color rendering index, which is kind of high if it truly looks like a sodium bulb, so I kind of don't think it does. It is good for 120 or 220 volts. There's the informations. It claims that it will work in enclosed fixtures, but then it claims it's only going to operate up to 113 degrees ambient, which is probably a lot less than what you would get in an enclosed fixture. It allegedly has a 5-year warranty, which is promising, but also probably a useless warranty. That seems to be the trend nowadays. So this wasn't cheap, but it wasn't all that much more than a regular sodium bulb. I think this was like 30 something dollars. Sodium bulbs, like a 70 watts, is like $29 at the Home Depot right now. But again, I don't know what this is claiming to be equivalent to. I really don't think that it's going to be equivalent to a 175 watts high pressure sodium bulb. That is very, very bright. Well, let's see. Okay, so we have a document here. Filament retrofit lamp. Luminaire. Enclosed or open. Base up, down, or horizontal. So there is no constraints to how you can install this bulb or where it can be installed, which is nice. It's a ballast bypass, of course, so it just takes in the mains power. So here's the bulb itself. It's kind of a cool shape. It does remind me of the actual sodium bulbs. And there's something else in here. That's kind of nice to include that. So this is a mogul based bulb, but I'm going to be using it in a regular fixture here for the testing. So I'm going to install into the socket something that I'm surprised it even existed, an E26 to mogul base adapter. I'm not sure I would trust this thing for actual like permanent install because it's pretty sketchy, but for the test it'll be good enough. Caution. Suitable for wet location. I'm not sure why we need to be cautious of that. If anything, that removes the need to be cautious. LED lamp. UL listed, allegedly. Light Efficient Design. Made in China. Okay, great. So it's 4,500 lumens, or so it claims to be. So then what I need to do is find out what the luminous flux of a sodium is, which actually I can grab a 70 watts bulb right now. I have one over here. And let's see, just for comparison, what it's claiming to output. Is this? No, this is 150 watts. Oh, perfect, so it's even closer. So this is a 150 watts high pressure sodium bulb, and this is 16,000 lumens, whereas this is only 4,500 lumens. So that's interesting, because now we need to really evaluate what the efficiency per lumen is here, because this is speaking volumes to what it is. I mean, this is just do quick math: 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. So that's 5. 4, 8, 12, 16 is 4. So you can see that the difference in efficiency here is actually not that much at all. So the fact that they're claiming this to be a 175 watts is kind of a joke, because if this is only 4,500 lumens and this 150 watts is 16,000 lumens, it's not even replacing a 150. It's probably not even replacing a 70. It might only be like a 50 watt high pressure sodium. Oh, so we're gonna have to look into that later on. But anyways, all that nonsense aside, let's see how the bulb works. See if I can get my power over here. Ugh. Okay, so we have right now 120.6 the volts. I still haven't, oh, for heaven's sakes, I still haven't found that little thingy that was sticking under there. I don't know where it went. It worked really well. I wish I could find it again. Alright, let's turn this on. Go over to the watts. On. Okay, so that's not very bright at all. That's actually kind of abysmal in terms of brightness. Let's see, are all the diodes good? Looks like it. And as far as the lighting quality goes, There is a slight banding appearing on the camera, but it doesn't strike me as particularly flickery in person. Now it's blinding to look at, but that's probably just because it's so bright, not necessarily because it's flickering horrifically or something. And it's bright, yes, but it's not. It's nowhere near what a 175 watts sodium light would be. That's ridiculous. It's bright to the naked eye, but that's about it. So it's pulling 0.28 amps, 33 watts with a power factor of 0.97. Turn these lights off in here. So, does it look like sodium? That is the question. Well, it's not bad. It's actually not bad. I don't think it's quite exactly sodium, but this is a 2700 Kelvin bulb, and this is definitely warmer than that. That is very interesting. So brightness, it's okay. It's not replacing 170 watts. I'm not even sure it's replacing a 70. I would say this is probably the equivalence of a 50 watts high pressure sodium bulb. So you're going from 50 to 30 watts. That's not significant. So again, we kind of go back to this common theme where the replacement of sodium with LED is not a significant enough change to really make it worthwhile. So again, that all aside, well, it's not bad. It's actually not that bad. The quality of light's pretty reasonable. It's definitely not some awful glaring, blaring, bluish color. The next thing we got to do is put it into a street light and see what it looks like, because it's hard to tell just having the bulb open like this. So, alright, I'm disappointed by the claims on the box. They're ridiculous, but performance wise, it shows some promise. It definitely shows some promise. I can tell the color rendering is like looking around the room here, the color rendering is kind of similar to what a sodium would produce. So it's not bad. It's not bad. Very interesting. Alright. Well, next clip, well, it's a whole other video. I gotta open up two street lights. I gotta set up one with sodium and then do a ballast bypass on the other. Run them side by side and see if there's any difference. I think it might not look too bad.